Good morning, students. Today's topic is regarding the groups or families. Today we shall discuss nitrogen family. Nitrogen family is also called in the present IUPAC system. It is called group 15, but previously it was known as group 5. If you write down group 5, you can write it like this. Group 5, like this. But nowadays this is not used. But in the present IUPAC name, this is group 15. There are 18 groups. 18 groups, this is the 15th group. And this is also a special name is also given, Nicogens. P-N-I-C-U-G-E-N-S. Nicogens. Nicogens means they are producing, but they are suffocating gases. They constitute your phosphine, ammonia, nitrogen, suffocating or producing suffocation. These elements in vapor state, they produce suffocation. So these are also called Nicogens. Just like halogen family, group 17 is called halogens, group 18 is called aerogens, and group 16 is called chalcogens. Similarly, this is called Nicogens. A special name is given, Nicogens. And the elements are the family members, you can call it family members, or the elements present in this family are nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. And at present this was previously this was vacant, and this is 115, and you see previously the IUPAC name, it is named as on pentium, UUP, on means 1, on pentium, pentium means 5, pentane 5, so pentium, aluminium, moscovium. In element you see that ium is there, in the metal there must be ium, aluminium, natrium, sodium is known as natrium, calcium, ium. Similarly, this is called the recently developed 2003 recently developed element. This is highly radioactive and artificially manufactured in the laboratory, that is called moscovium. Moscovium, the symbol is Mc, moscovium, and moscovium having your atomic number is 115. You see the interesting gradual increase, you see the difference is 8 octet, you see the difference is 18, this is 18, this is 18, and this is 32, this is also 32. The last, and this is your 7th period, 6th period, 5th period, 4th period, your 3rd period, 2nd period, and 1st period is vacant. So from starting from 2nd period to 7th period. 7th period was incomplete, but nowadays all the elements are named up to 118. 118 is the last element in the periodic table, 118, or on octium, that is called on octium in the IUPAC naming. But at present this is named as moscovium and symbol is Mc. It is highly radioactive, so its property is not studied. So, but the element is found out from the atomic spectra. So you see these 8, 18, 18, 32, these are called magic numbers. Remember, this 8, 2 is also there, as in the, you see hydrogen is 1, lithium is 3, so the difference is 2. So 2 is also another magic numbers, but that is not implied, that is only implied in group 1, but not in other groups. In the other groups, the difference will be like this. So 8, 18 and 32. And these are called, remember, magic numbers. In the inorganic chemistry, these are called magic numbers. Magic numbers also you will find in case of isotopes, but here also these magic numbers, that means after these numbers, the magically the element has identical properties. As for example, nitrogen is 7, 15 is phosphorus, your 33 is arsenic. So phosphorus and 33 arsenic have identical property with nitrogen. Identical property with nitrogen, that means after these numbers the property becomes magically identical. And this 18 is also, you see, if you study the electronic configuration you can roughly write like this as in your high school level as you do. Nitrogen is 2,5, 7 means 2,5, nitrogen 7 is 2,5. So phosphorus another 80 difference, that means 285, arsenic 28, 18,5, antimony that is your stibbium. Antimony Latin name is stibbium. For that reason Sb is the symbol. So stibbium 28, 18, 18, 5, then bismuth is 28, 18, 32. The difference will be 32, 51, 32 is 83. So this is your 83. So there will be inclusion of 32 or F is completed. Similarly, MC is your moscovium is your 115, another 32 is added. Another 32 is added. That means F block element is completed. So this is also F14 is there. So simply I am write down says stibbium configuration. If you write in the college style, not in the high school style, then you can write it 2 means 1s2, 8 means 2s2, 2p6, 18 means 3s2, 3p6, 3d10. This is your 18. Then 5 means this is present in your stibbium, present in 5th period. So this is first, second, third, fourth. Then 5th is you see 18, 18. Then your 4s2, 4p6, 4d10, 18. This is your 18. Then comes 5. 5 means your 5s2, 5p3. So remember the general valency cell configuration. The general valency cell configuration of all these elements. Remember, the general, this may be asked as a 1 mark question. The general valency cell configuration of all the elements is NS2 NP3 is NS2 NP3. Remember, this is the general valency CE. Don't write down Y. If it is Y, that is your noun. If it is E, that is adjective. Valency cell configuration. Valency cell configuration. NS2 NP3. So here for nitrogen, it is 2s2, 2p3. 2s2, 2p3. Similarly, this is say phosphorus, say 3s2, 3p3. Similarly, say 7th period, 7s2, 7p3. That means N indicates, remember, N indicates the period number. That is the principal quantum number that indicates the period number. So if it is 2s2, 2p3, that must be present in second period. Second period is the first period in what? In the first indicates it will start from the second period. Because in the first period only your what is present, your hydrogen and helium. That two elements are in the first period. So all these P block and S block starts from second period. So you see, this is the nth period. That means this will start from 2 to 7. So first element belongs to second period and the last element, that is your moscovium, belong to 7th period. And if you study the electronic configuration, S2P3 means the configuration in the box model, if you write down S2 P3, Px1, Py1, Pz1 as per Hund's rule. That means there will be 3 unpaired electron and it is half filled. The P has maximum capacity to accommodate 6 electron. So 3 means half filled. So as it is a half filled configuration, so it is highly stable. This is highly stable. Highly stable. So you see that means this accounts for the high ionization energy of nitrogen. You might be knowing. Suppose carbon is 6, nitrogen is 7, oxygen is 8. Nitrogen should have higher ionization energy than carbon because nitrogen has a smaller size than carbon. But oxygen should have what? The higher energy than this, but that is exceptional. Your nitrogen having higher ionization energy than oxygen. If you are asked a question, why nitrogen has higher ionization potential, than oxygen, or group 15 has higher ionization energy than group 16 or oxygen family. The reason is this is stable configuration. So due to this stable configuration, the expulsion of electron from the valency shell will be difficult. That is the reason why nitrogen has higher ionization energy than what? Oxygen, than what? Carbon. It is to be greater than carbon, but less than oxygen, because oxygen has a smaller size than nitrogen. So oxygen should have higher ionization energy than nitrogen, but it is not there due to the what? Due to the stable configuration. So if you are asked why nitrogen has higher ionization energy, that is why nitrogen is sometimes behave as a inert gas or due to its stability. So that you can explain due to its stable configuration. Stable configuration we consider half filled or full filled, but this is your half filled. Three configurations are stable. One is half filled, another is full filled, another is noble gas configuration. So here as it is half filled, so this is a stable configuration. So for that will reflect its ionization energy, and stability and non-reactivity. Nitrogen is less reactive, that is due to its stable configuration. Nitrogen gas is non-reactive, we shall discuss later on, but if the nitrogen atom you consider, that is having due to this stable configuration, it is the atomic combination with nitrogen will be very little bit difficult. So then if you comes to the electronic configuration, another study, if you study the electronic configuration also, in the penultimate cell, remember penultimate cell is just below the valency cell. So if the valence cell will be nth cell, penultimate cell will be n-1 cell. Below that is called anti-penultimate cell, that is n-2 cell. So n-1 cell, that is your penultimate cell. Penultimate cell having two types of configuration, noble gas configuration and pseudo noble gas configuration. Suppose nitrogen, this is your 2,5. So 2 means helium configuration. So the penultimate cell has stable helium configuration or noble gas configuration. But if you write down phosphorus, this is 285. This is your octet configuration or noble gas configuration. In the noble gas, the valency cell always contains what? Either 2 or 8. 2 is only in the helium, but in other cases this is 8. That means this is neon. So neon configuration plus what? 5. Neon configuration plus 5. So this is, you see, this is phosphorus. The penultimate cell has what? This is 8 electrons or octet. This is your duplet. This is your octet. 2 means duplet. A stable configuration. 8 is octet. So the penultimate cell here, it is a noble gas configuration. That means if you expel 5 electrons, you will have the configuration of neon. But in all the other cases, if you expel the electron, it will not be having noble gas configuration. As for example, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic. Arsenic 2, 8, then comes 18, 5. Then comes 18, 5. This is your 15, 18 different, that is 33. This is 2, 8, 10, 28 plus 5, 33. So if it is 33 the atomic number, so the electronic configuration is 2, 8, 18, 5. 2 means 1s2, 8 means 2s2, 2p6, 18 means 3s2, 3p6, 3d10, s2, p6, d10 means 18 configuration, and this is your 4s2, 4p3, first, second, third, fourth period. Second, third, fourth, 4s2, 4p3. So you see here it is not having the, neither having octet or duplet configuration as in the case of noble gases. This is called 18. The penultimate cell contains 18. This is also filled what? Filled S, filled P, S2, P6, filled D, D10. This is also a stable configuration. This is also a stable configuration. D10, D10, P6, S2. So S2, P6, D10 configuration. So all these are filled. So, this 18 configuration 10 plus 6 plus 2, this 18 electronic accommodation is also a stable configuration, and that is called, this configuration is called, remember, as 280 are called noble gas configuration. So, this is called pseudo noble gas configuration. So, this is called pseudo noble gas configuration, false, though it is not having duplet or octet, but still it is having stable configuration. So, that is the reason why it is called pseudo noble gas configuration. So, pseudo noble gas configuration means the configuration with the 18 electrons. If it is a 2 electron or 8 electrons, then you can call it noble gas configuration. If it is 18 in the penultimate cell, so it is called pseudo noble gas configuration. In the transition elements, you will not get neither noble gas or pseudo noble gas configuration. You will be knowing later on. So, this is regarding the electronic configuration and the significance of the electronic configuration. Then if you come to the atomic radius or covalent radius in a picometer unit, you see nitrogen, the first element, having the smallest size, nitrogen having the smallest size. That is the reason why it is having very high ionization energy, or expulsion of electron or extraction of electron will be difficult. So, nitrogen smaller size, then comes say phosphorus, the difference is 40. But if you go to this, suppose if you are asked why nitrogen phosphorus difference is 40 picometer, but then the difference is decreased or this value increases, there is no contraction as like this. So, the reason is here in the first, if you study the configuration, here 2 5, here 2 8 5, here arsenic 2 8 18 5. That means you see there will be introduction of D block, introduction of 3D, the 3D series, 3D10 is there, 3D10 is there, 3s2, 3p6, 3d10, due to introduction of electrons, filled d electrons. So, there is contraction in size, so difference not coming to 40 but comes 10. So, instead of contraction, it is to some extent it expanded because of this d electrons, and that in another language that is called shielding effect. Shielding effect, you know, shielding effect is more for S than P, then D, then F. You see D and F possesses imperfect shielding. The electrons in D imperfect shielding or screening. As due to this, as the electrons are imperfectly shielding the nucleus, so nucleus has some greater effect towards the external electrons, so that there will be more contraction, greater attraction, more contraction is side. So, the size contracts due to this filled D and F electrons, which has less shielding effect. That you know, this effective nuclear charge you know, Z star, ENC, effective nuclear charge. Nuclear charge means suppose your arsenic is nuclear charge is 33, but 33 proton influence will not be in the external electron, that will be less than that. So, this ENC, effective nuclear charge, is equal to Z minus sigma, sigma is called shielding constant. The shielding constant is very less, is less for what? Less for D and F electron, because this is imperfect shielding, these electrons D and F electrons not perfectly cover the nucleus, they imperfectly cover the nucleus. As a result, nucleus has a greater influence on the outside electron, and there will be more attraction and size contracts. So, that is why the difference is not regular, say 121, 141. So, there will be gradual increase no doubt, but the difference in the atomic radius is not regular. So simply you can write the atomic radius increases on moving down the group. This is the trend, moving down the group. Group रे तलकु तल गले atom मानकर radius व्यासार्ध आस्ते आस्ते बढ़ी बढ़ी जीव. If you were asked this question, then you can call it the cell increases. You see, this is here 2s2 2p3. That means suppose nitrogen 2s2 2p3. That means there are two cells, first cell, second cell. But in this case 3s2 3p3. That means K cell, L cell, M cell. As cell increases, so this contains 3 cells, this contains 4 cells, this contains 5 cells. So this will contain 7 period, means this is consisting of 7 cells. As cell number increases, gradually the size increases. That is your answer. Why the atomic radius gradually decreases on moving down the group. So size increases due to the inclusion of different cells. As cell number or atomic number or the principal quantum number increases, n value increases, so size increases. Size increases with n value, the principal quantum number, n value. N value for nitrogen is 2, but for moscovium it is 7. So as the size increases, the n value is also getting increased. So but you see, if you are, say, question is asked why the difference is 40 here, where difference is 10 here, suppose here difference is only 7, you see, here 141 is stibbium, but bismuth is 148, but had there been a difference in 10 or 40, it should have been what, 151, but why it comes to up to 140, only there is difference of 7, that is due to inclusion of D and F. Here you will be getting 3D, 4D and 4F. Due to inclusion of electrons are filled, these are filled. That means if you write down the configuration of bismuth, you will find 3D10, you will find 4D10, you will find 4F14. As this F has maximum capacity of accommodating 14 electrons, D has maximum capacity of accommodating 10 electrons. So D and F has less shielding effect. So the nuclear influence will be more. As nuclear influence is more on the outside electron, there will be greater attraction. The size depends on two things, you see. Size depends on your nucleus electron attraction. Nucleus contains a proton. So nucleus electron attraction or interaction. Interaction may be attraction or repulsion. So nucleus electron attraction, another time factor opposes, that is your electron. So when electron comes to this, because there is increase in the electron number, when some electron there, another electron inputs to that or comes to that cell, there will be electronic repulsion. And if this electronic repulsion is greater than proton electron attraction, then naturally size increases. So size depends on these two factors, interaction between proton electron, interaction between electron. If a proton electron attraction is more, what happens? Naturally the size will increase. So whatever the size difference, etc., if you discuss, you put on these points. Whether there is proton electron attraction is more or electron repulsion is more. If electron repulsion will be there, the size will be little bit follow not this difference, that there will be greater difference. So the difference in the size of the atoms on moving down the group is not regular. This irregularity can be explained due to field D and F electrons. When there is inclusion of D electron or F electron, that has less shielding, and due to this less shielding, there will be greater proton electron attraction. So due to this proton electron attraction, size is not much increased as we expect theoretically. So this is regarding atomic size. And atomic size also accounts for the ionization energy or delta IH. Nowadays that is written as delta IH. I stands for ionization energy. Delta IH1 means fast ionization energy. Here there will 3 unpaired electrons, so expulsion delta H1, H2, H3, third ionization energy. As you know, in the periodic table, third ionization energy is greater than second, is greater than first ionization energy. So, I am writing only the first ionization energy. You see, nitrogen is so small that the expulsion of valence electron needs 14 0 or 1402 kilojoule per mole of electrons. Per mole of electrons. Mole of electrons means 6.023 10 to the power 23. So, for mole of nitrogen atom, you take 1 mole of nitrogen atom, that means if you take 14 gram of nitrogen, that will contain 1 mole of nitrogen atom, and 1 mole of nitrogen atom will contain how much? 5 N, because in the valence shell there are 5 electrons per atom. So, 5 N number of electrons are there. N means Avogadro number. N means Avogadro number. So, 5 Na number of electrons, and this is from that. If you remove 1 mole of electron, that will need what? That will need 14 0 or 1402 kilojoule. So, you see, on moving down the group, you see what is the difference. So, 1402, 1012 and comes to your bismuth, it is 703 only. That means it decreases. So, simply if you do not remember many things, you simply remember the ionization energy decreases. If you are asked why the ionization energy decreases on moving down the group, the answer will be on moving down the group, the atomic size increases. Suppose nitrogen is this, let us say, nitrogen is this with 2 cells and your bismuth with 6 cells, suppose of this type, atom cannot be written like as much as your hen's egg, but it cannot be written. Atom is very, very minute particle, cannot be seen through even microscope. So, but if you compare the size like this is the nucleus, this is the nucleus, and as the difference or radius is much more, radius is much smaller. So, what happens? If you expel this electron, you put some energy, this is endoergic electron, your delta IH is always positive, that means energy is supplied to expel the electron. So, if energy is supplied, the nucleus is here and here the nucleus is much away from the electron. So, you have to remove this electron, Naturally, here there will be greater attraction because this is closer to what? Closer to nucleus. If this is closer to nucleus, there is more attraction, and against the attraction you have to put more energy. So, smaller is the size, greater is the ionization energy. So, if you are asked why the ionization energy decreases, so you can explain due to increase of cell number or due to increase of atomic size, gradually the size increases and this decreases. So, size increases 148 and your ionization energy decreases. This is observation in all cases. Suppose if you are asked, question is asked, is a 3-mark question, discuss the physical trends of the characteristics of the elements in group 15. This is your question is asked like this, discuss the physical trend. This is what I am discussing, the physical trend. Physical trend in the properties of elements in group 15. So, you have in your course there are 4 groups, 15, same question. This is asked to say 2-mark or 3-mark question, 3 points. So, group 15 or there are the other 3 groups, group 16, group 17, group 18. So, if you remember one group, the other groups you can write it like this. So, atomic radius, in all other groups also same trend, atomic radius gradually increases. If you write down the ionization energy gradually decreases, same trend. You have to write whether the trend means whether it will increase or decrease. But the thing is, if you ask a complicated question like this, why the ionization energy difference is not sequential? That is not sequential. You see this difference 1400 to 10 to, say let us this is roughly 400. But if you come to this is 100. So the difference between, if you study the difference between the ionization energy of one element to another element in the between nitrogen and phosphorus, the difference is much, but between phosphorus and arsenic the difference is less. That you can explain by the introduction of d and f electrons, and d and f electrons have your less shielding effect, or that covers the nucleus imperfectly, so that is due to this difference. So difference is due to imperfect shielding. You can write this word, imperfect shielding. Due to this imperfect shielding of d and f electrons, there is a gradual or the not sequential. The difference of ionization energy is not sequential. Sequential means the difference between the subsequent elements or following elements is not same. This is the case. This is one property I am telling you: atomic radius, electronic configuration, covalent radius, ionization energy. Then you think of electronegativity. Electronegativity, you see, electronegativity is also depends on what? Depends on your size. Smaller is the size, greater is the electronegativity. Electronegativity means a tendency to attract the electron. Suppose nitrogen is having smaller size, naturally if one electron added to this has greater attraction towards this. But if it is bigger size, the nuclear influence is less, so there is less attraction. So more attraction will be in case of what? More attraction, or easily there will be attraction towards what? Electron. So nitrogen has greater electronegativity, that means more negative. Suppose if a bond is formed, between hydrogen and nitrogen, say, so this nitrogen having greater electronegativity than hydrogen. Hydrogen is 2.1, nitrogen is 3.0. The most electronegative atom is fluorine. Fluorine is having 4.0. So the electronegativity of nitrogen you can compare by this value what is given in your periodic table. So nitrogen is more electronegative, that is 3.0, hydrogen is 2.1, carbon is 2.5, oxygen is 3.5, like that. So if as it has more electronegative or tendency to attract the electron towards itself is more. So if a hydrogen is bonded to nitrogen, these electrons will be moved towards the bonding electron, the bond pair of electron, the bond pair of electron is more towards what? Your nitrogen. So that is the tendency of attracting the shared pair of electron. Electronegativity means tendency to attract what? To attract the bonding pair of electron, or you can call it shared pair of electron when these elements are covalently bonded. Here covalently bonded with the hydrogen. So the bond pair, this is 2 electrons, will be moved towards nitrogen. So smaller is the size, more is the electronegativity, and among this group, nitrogen is the most electronegative element. Nitrogen is 3, then 2.1, then 2, then 1.9, 1.9. Gradually the electronegativity decreases. Remember that if you are asked the trend you remember decreases. Don't remember the data, but simply you write down decreases or increases. Decreases, underline it. So that you will be getting 1 mark. So simply you write down the trend, that gradually decrease of the electronegativity. And why, if you are asked why decreases, then you write down the what? The atomic size. Smaller is the atomic size, your greater is the electronegativity. Other factors are also there, but here we cannot consider the other factors, because the factors will be same, the electronic configuration will be same for all. S2P3 configuration is same for all, stable configuration. So as with regards to the configuration is same for all these elements. You only focus on the atomic size. Smaller is the atomic size, greater is the electronegativity. And that is why nitrogen can form hydrogen bonding, but phosphorus cannot. The reason is nitrogen has smaller size and greater electronegativity. Only 3 elements for hydrogen bond, that is called FON. FON, that means fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen. Fluorine is 4 or 4.1, oxygen is 3.5, nitrogen is 3. So, that is why fluorine and oxygen and nitrogen can form hydrogen bond. That is why question is asked, your ammonia is soluble but phosphine is not soluble. If I ask a question, why ammonia is highly soluble in water, though it is a covalent compound, but in the same group, why phosphine is not water soluble? That you can explain through this electronegativity criteria, because phosphorus cannot form hydrogen bond, but nitrogen can form hydrogen bond. In the ammonia, nitrogen can form hydrogen bond with water, so that due to solvent solute attraction, where ammonia is highly soluble in water, but phosphine is insoluble. That you can consider. If you remember the data, your nitrogen, you write down the electronegativity of nitrogen is 3 and phosphorus is 2.1. If you do not remember the data, simply you mention nitrogen is more electronegative than your phosphorus. So, nitrogen can form hydrogen bond, but phosphorus cannot. So, that is with regards to your short questions, 1 mark short question, why ammonia is more soluble in water than phosphine, that you can explain. Then with regards to some of the chemical properties, you see, in the chemical property a question is asked, discuss a 4 mark question, remember, discuss the properties of hydrides of nitrogen family. Hydrides of nitrogen family. Hydrides of elements in the nitrogen family. Elements of or elements in nitrogen family. Nitrogen family thiba samast element ro hydride gudikara you write down the properties. That is mostly asked as a 4 mark question. It's not 4, 3 mark. In the group B, this is a group B question, 3 mark question. So, nitrogen family you see, that first you write down what are the hydrides. The hydrides are NH3, that is your ammonia. Ammonia we write down AMM, don't write down 1M, 2M, ammonia. Then phosphine, then arsine, ASH3. General the formula will be EH3, element has valency 3, because there are 3 elements S2P3, the maximum valency is 5, but minimum valency is 3. The valency or valency state changes from what? -3 to +5. -3 is the minimum oxidation state. Suppose ammonia, this is +3 -3. So, -3 is the minimum and maximum is +5. +5 is your phosphorus pentachloride. So, remember all these elements has maximum valency state +5 or group number or the number of electrons, and minimum is -3. But you see, suppose nitrogen can extend its valency up to 4, as you know, as you remember, ammonium ion, sp3 hybridization, ammonium ion, you remember, this is the 4 valency, there are 4 bonds, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, in order to make 4 bonds, when nitrogen form 4 bonds, it will be plus. Plus means there will be 4 electrons. Nitrogen is in the normal case 5 electrons. Loss of 1 electron means 1 positive charge. So, N plus can form what? How many bonds? 4 bonds. So, maximum valency state, if you are asked, maximum valency state of nitrogen, remember, maybe ask as a short question, maximum valency state of nitrogen is equal to how much? 4. Remember, nitrogen can form 4 valency states. Similarly, it cannot form 5. Suppose if you are asked a question, phosphorus forms trichloride as well as pentachloride, but nitrogen cannot form. Remember, nitrogen cannot form pentachloride. If you are asked such questions, then how can you answer? Nitrogen, you see, S2P3, S2P3, S2P3. That means this is how nitrogen differs from other elements. Differs from other elements because the reason is nitrogen differs. Why it differs? Because it does not have d orbital. You see, this is your 2s2, 2p3. There is no 2d. Third cell is d. Suppose in that phosphorus, phosphorus excited state, say phosphorus you can form 5 unpaired electrons. This is your 3s, 3p, 3d. So if you excite this electron to this, you can have 5 unpaired electron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And all these 5 unpaired electron can take part in bond formation with chlorine, so that you will get PCl5. In the PCl5, what is the hybridization if you are asked? Then you can, what is hybridization? sp3d, sp3d. What is the shape if you are asked? You know sp3d means what? Your trigonal bipyramidal, triangular bipyramidal, pyramid like that, bipyramidal. This is phosphorus, this is chlorine, this is chlorine, this is chlorine, this is chlorine, this is chlorine. So phosphorus pentachloride. But nitrogen cannot form because it cannot expand its valency state up to 5 due to absence of d orbital. In the second period, you see, that is the reason why the first element differs from other element. You may be asked question like this: why nitrogen differs from other elements of the group? Why fluorine differs? Why oxygen differs? In these cases, if you are asked a question, remember the common knowledge you remember, in the first element there is absence of d orbital. For the absence of d orbital, there are many factors come into play due to this absence of d orbital. Another thing, the first element differs from other element due to its smallest size. First element has the smallest size because there is only 2 cells. And third consideration is the first element should have high electronegativity. You remember this point you focus in case of if you are asked why the first element differs from other elements, why carbon differs from other elements. Another thing you see, other elements you see, another distinction also you can mention here also. Another, why nitrogen differs if you are asked a common question generally asked. Nitrogen can form multiple bond. Nitrogen can form multiple bond because nitrogen forms smaller size. Nitrogen can form multiple bond. Multiple bond means more than single bond. It can form a triple bond. That is the reason why nitrogen gas is highly stable. That is the reason why nitrogen present in the atmosphere is large in excess. Your nitrogen percentage is very high in the atmosphere. That is due to this nitrogen, because nitrogen is non-reactive. Nitrogen is non-reactive. Due to this, nitrogen gas is non-reactive. That is due to this reason. And this is called p-pi bond. Pi bond is possible only when the orbitals are what? Closer to each other. That means small size atom. But your phosphorus, suppose if you write down like this is highly incorrect. Phosphorus cannot form triple bond. It can form double bond, but it cannot form triple bond. So triple bond you cannot form, phosphorus cannot form because phosphorus is in bigger size. If it is the atom is bigger size, there cannot be sidewise developing. Suppose one orbital is here at this CRP square, another orbital say in the Barramuda square. They cannot have sidewise or lateral overlapping. They cannot have lateral overlapping. They can have overlapping like this, axial overlapping, but they cannot have lateral overlapping. They cannot embrace each other, not due to this corona effect, but they cannot embrace each other. So phosphorus cannot form what? Your p-pi bond, but nitrogen can form p-pi bond. In this, I am giving you another question, that is your why nitrogen differs from other elements. Or a question is asked, 2-mark question, the anomalous behavior of nitrogen, by why or how nitrogen differs from the other elements. I am giving you these properties. Then another thing you see, it comes to the hydrides, ammonia, phosphine, arsine, stibine, bismuthine. So in this case you see, all these hydrides are pyramidal. This is the shape of ammonia, that is a lone pair. And if you write down what type of, according to VSEPR theory, this is AB3L. That means there are 3 bond pairs, 1, 2, 3. 3 bond pairs and 1 is lone pair. This lone pair, you remember, this lone pair present in sp3 hybrid orbital. There are 4 sp3 hybrid orbital, out of which 3 forms bond pairs and 1 form lone pair. And due to this presence of lone pair, there is a distortion in bond angle. Bond angles should have 109 degree 28 minute as per the tetrahedral angle like methane, but due to this presence of lone pair, the bond angle contracts and it comes to 107 degree. See, bond angle is 107 degree. Remember, in all these cases, the bond angle gradually decreases. Remember, if you study the bond angle, ammonia is more, then phosphine is 91, then 90, 90, 90. Almost they do not undergo hybridization. So why the bond angle decreases? A question may be asked. In this hydride, you may be getting the characteristics of hydride, or in a simple 2-mark question, the bond angle of ammonia is greater than phosphine. Here it is say 107, here it is simple 91 degree. So why the bond angle decreases? Almost. So why the bond angle decreases? Our question is why the bond angle decreases. So bond angle decreases you can explain through the electronegativity. Remember, more is the electronegativity. This phrase you remember. More is the electronegativity of the central atom. Here central atom is nitrogen. Central atom, more is the electronegativity of central atom, more is the bond angle or bond pair repulsion. You see, bond angle decreases due to the angle of what? Lone pair, bond pair repulsion. But bond angle expands. Suppose this is the bond pair, this is another bond pair. If there is bond pair repulsion, then there will be greater what? Extension of bond angle. So extension of bond angle is due to bond pair repulsion. So why the bond pair repulsion come into play? We can explain. Suppose this has higher electronegativity, that means these electrons are moved towards nitrogen. As nitrogen having electronegativity is more, so these bond pair electrons are shifted, moved towards what? Nitrogen atom. And as the electrons are moved towards nitrogen, that will experience electronic repulsion. And that electronic repulsion is called bond pair repulsion. And due to this bond pair repulsion, what happens? This has higher bond angle. Another thing also you can explain. Suppose phosphine, let us say. Phosphine bond angle is what? Phosphine bond angle is less. Another you can explain. The contraction in bond angle is due to lone pair bond pair repulsion, which is greater than bond pair repulsion. As LB repulsion is more, LB, this is your lone pair, this is your bond pair. As LB repulsion is more, if there is LB repulsion, suppose this is lone pair, this is bond pair, if the LB repulsion is more, there will be contraction in bond angle. So contraction in bond angle, that also you can, as the contraction in bond angle is there, so there is less. This is more, this is less. So why the bond angle contraction is less, more? Due to this lone bond pair repulsion. And why the lone bond pair repulsion becomes more? Because of less electronegativity. That means in the nitrogen, if the lone pair is here due to high electronegativity, here due to the bigger atomic size, the lone pair is away from the phosphorus. As the lone pair is away from phosphorus, this is away from the nucleus. As the lone pairs are away from the nucleus, that can cause greater repulsion. That can cause greater repulsion. If the lone pair is more towards the nucleus, that can cause less repulsion. But if the lone pairs are much away from the nucleus or from the nucleus of the family, so there will be greater repulsion. So due to greater repulsion of lone pair bond pair repulsion, also the bond angle contracts. So bond angle contracts you can explain by two ways. I am giving you two ways of explaining. One is bond pair repulsion, or you can take, or lone bond repulsion is greater than bond repulsion. Lone bond repulsion contracts, bond repulsion expands. So as bond repulsion is more in case of ammonia due to high electronegativity. Or if you do not remember the things, simply you write down due to high electronegativity of nitrogen, ammonia has higher bond angle. Simply you write it like this. If we are asked why the bond angle gradually decreases from ammonia to bismuthine, then if you study the boiling point, I am writing the boiling point order. Boiling point is more for what? More for ammonia, and still more for what? Your bismuthine and stibine. Bismuthine and stibine. So the sequence is like this. In the competitive examination, if you are asked arrange the arrangement of boiling point of hydrides of nitrogen family are in the form, 4 choices will be given and you have to choose the correct answer. That the correction will be like this. Bismuthine has higher boiling point, then stibine, then ammonia, then arsine, then phosphine. And in case of phosphine, the bond angle is least, remember. Then question is asked, why ammonia is high, why phosphine is less? Very tricky questions are generally asked in this chapter. You will be getting 2 mark, 1 mark as well as 3 mark questions. So ammonia has higher boiling point, then what? Then phosphine. The question you can answer by, because same thing, if you do not remember anything, you simply remember nitrogen is high electronegative than phosphorus. Simply if you write it, you will be getting out of 2 mark, you can have half mark. But the other things you have to mention, that is your hydrogen bond. Simply if your hydrogen bond is underlined, you will be getting almost full credit, because our focusing answer will be hydrogen bond. Why ammonia has higher boiling point than phosphine? Suppose ammonia, if you write it like this, ammonia pyramidal, another ammonia, how the hydrogen bond comes? You see, hydrogen bond is the hydrogen of one molecule with a more electronegative, that is formed fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen of another molecule. So hydrogen atom of this ammonia and nitrogen of another ammonia atom, there is a force of attraction, and that force you can also call dipole force. Dipole, this is your hydrogen is what? This is more electronegative, delta minus, this is delta plus, this is delta minus, delta plus. So this dipole attraction, this is special type of dipole attraction where there is involvement of nitrogen, oxygen or fluorine, that is called H bonding or hydrogen bonding. So due to hydrogen bonding, that is experience in between ammonia and ammonia, but less in phosphine and phosphine. So there is less, more attraction means what? More attraction means higher boiling point, and less attraction will be in case of phosphine. But if you are asked, why then the graph increases? Suppose this bismuthine is greater than stibine, why the graph increases? And you see, this increase is due to another factor. As size increases, that experience van der Waals force. That is a intermolecular force will experience not a dipole-dipole force. This is dipole-dipole force, but this you remember why the gradually the size increases. As the size increases, between the two molecules they experience another force, that is called van der Waals force. Van der Waals force. Remember, most of the time we incorrect the this van der Waals spelling, but you remember van der Waals, the name is J.D. van der Waals. You remember that this V will be small. Remember, most of our teachers also commit that mistake. V is small and this is W, capital W, double A L S. Don't put the van der Waals, don't put it like this. Don't put a apostrophe S, but his name is J.D. van der Waals. So, van der Waals force, and due to this van der Waals force increases, and van der Waals force depends on the molecular size. As the molecular size increases, the boiling point increases. So, first there is sharp decrease, then gradually the boiling point increases. So, boiling point we are considering. Then if you think of the stability. Stability depends on molecular size. Stability depends on the molecular size. So, if that means if this needs at the bond length is less, so it needs high energy to spread the bond or to break the bond. So, naturally ammonia is having higher stability than phosphine, then bismuthine. The stability gradually decreases with increase of atomic size. Then if you think of the reducing nature, if you are asked a question between ammonia and phosphine, which is a better reducing agent. So, better reducing agent will be phosphine, but still better reducing agent is bismuthine. The reducing tendency gradually increases. Suppose I ask bismuthine is a better reducing agent because it gives bismuth and 3H easily. Due to why easily? Because the bond length increases, and greater is the bond length and less is the bond dissociation energy, and more is the leaving of hydrogen, and more of hydrogen is a better reducing agent. So, reducing character gradually what? Gradually increases with increase of atomic size. So, let me conclude all these things. There are many things in this nitrogen family, but I give some hints on this. Thank you all of you.